previously I was talking about, as a business, some of the things that, you know, businesses are thinking about at the moment and trying to work their way through. And by the way, there's no concept of what perfection looks like. So everybody's, you know, looking for a sense of direction. And at the same time as well, it's interesting to watch other organizations and what they're doing. What I can tell you though, and this is, you know, something I've been involved with for a long time, is right now we're in kind of a new dawn. You know, imagine this happening a decade ago, even 15 years ago. It would have been radically different, right? We have, you know, 4 and 5G mobile networks that are capable of delivering, I mean, 4G delivers 100 meg per second to my phone. So, you know, if I have an internet outage, oops, my phone will happily double up as my internet connection. You can get fiber optic to the premise, so all of a sudden you're into this world of a gig up and a gig down, and these are all very cost effective. So again, going back to what we were talking about where I was presenting earlier, you know, some organizations are now looking at putting dedicated internet connections into people's houses in order to be able to give them what they need. We live in a world of cloud. Ourselves, we're a cloud platform. We're a software provider that provides a cloud platform. So you don't need VPN technology and things like that to think about. And again, the other piece to this is it scales up and down with your organization. So you need another license, you just add another user license. You want to take one away, you take it away. So all of a sudden you move away from this kind of CapEx type expenditure to an OpEx sort of world where you can have flexible telecoms, you can have flexible software solutions, you can even have hardware as a service cost where you're paying a fixed monthly bill. IoT is an interesting one. IoT is something I've been tracking for about 8 years now. And, you know, for anybody that doesn't know, Internet of Things is basically wired devices to the internet. So think of your home heating through Nest, you know, that's IoT, your connected washing machine, but it all goes all the way through to sensors, camera networks, you know, what's happening in retail and smart retail, centralized pricing, all the way through to things like oil refineries. You know, they have IoT meters on there that will tell you exactly how many barrels of crude are being pumped out of the ground at any point. So Internet of Things is really waiting for that kind of 5G explosion. And the reason for that is they'll get the connectivity that they didn't have before. The outcome of this is, from a tech perspective, we're in a great position. And actually, it's the tech that's really helped this digital transformation. You know, without this, we would be stuck. I mean, just off the, you know, off the cuff here, there's a few images of labels out there that will supply you with collaboration tools. And this is a few, trust me, this is like a dot in the ocean. So whether you're using Teams through Microsoft 365, whether you're using Zoom, you know, Skype for Business or the current Skype, you've got things like Amazon Chime. Has anyone used AWS Chime? Did anybody know that AWS has a compatible, you know, a comparable product to Zoom, for instance, right? So
Nope.
All of a sudden, there's some challenges. The other piece to this as well, so one of my friends is on the board of Zoom. He basically said that they went through 400% growth in March this year. 400%. That's an organization that's been going for 9 years, right? And in 1 month, they had 400% growth. The outcome of that is it found 400% of the security problems and various other pieces, and they had to be massively agile, as I'm sure in the news, to be able to overcome those. So again, it's not just us in terms of the consumers, but it's also the providers, right? The agility that they have in order to be able to deliver those solutions. WhatsApp for Business. Again, it's another valuable tool out there today. So all of a sudden, you've now got this pot, which you as an organization can go, actually, we're going to pick these 3 tools because they all do various different things. Slack is not Zoom, right? It's a totally different platform to Zoom. And actually, a lot of organizations are looking at hybrids of this. And I've worked with those organizations in the past, and they're like, actually, we're going to have Teams, we're going to go for Zoom, we're going to take a Slack, and on top of that, we're going to have a WhatsApp for Business, right? So it's not like a one-size-fits-all. The other thing as well is, if you're going to allow your team to work from home, and I can testament to this, which is, it's super annoying, because up until now, what happens is typically the business goes, hey, I want a contract with Vodafone, EE, Orange, whoever, right? Then they distribute their handsets out to their employees, and their employees go, you know what? Vodafone doesn't work for me at home. I get 2G, or the internet speeds are low, or my call quality is bad, or whatever it is, because I live in a dark spot. And those dark spots still exist. But there are actually vendors out there right now that will aggregate your devices. So all of a sudden, you as a corporate have one bill to pay, but irrespective of the fact that actually you've got 10 people on Vodafone, 10 people on EE, 10 people on Orange, right? So all of a sudden, you've still got that one throat to choke if something goes wrong, but actually at the same time, they will aggregate in the background what works best for your employees based on the location that they're in. And that kind of changes the paradigm. And trust me, the worst thing you can be in life is frustrated about not being able to place a call right when you're trying to be productive. So again, there's a level of agility around it. From our perspective, this is something that we talk about a lot. If you look at most organizations over time, this is the kind of employee-customer divide, right? You've got your employees, you've got your customers. They're very separate entities. Actually, the future of most businesses is your employees and your customers come together. I can give you a straightforward analogy, which is an upset employee is not going to lead to a happy customer and vice versa, right? So the more that you can keep your employees in lockstep with your customers in step with your employees, the much more streamlined your world can be. And this is really what the business automation component of what we do does. And the outcome of that, it means that everybody has, inside the organization has KPIs, metrics, analytics against what they're doing, but also as well, they're making sure that, after month 9 of the contract, the salesperson is in contact with the customer to help that renewal process. There are a lot of challenges, even, customer onboarding. I'll be the first to say I've been in so many meetings where, our professional services, not within ArcFlux, but the professional services team, the consultants, the guys that we're delivering, will be sat there going, hey, we don't know what the salesperson sold, right? And it's as simple as that. And so all of a sudden there was that disconnect, and the tooling that we're designing and building and have removes that disconnect. So all of a sudden everybody's on the same sheet, they know what's happening, they can charge forwards. In terms of digital transformation, just to be clear, I'll just bring up a couple of real quick examples. So this is the Port of Rotterdam, right? It's completely automated. There are 3 people in the whole port to shift all this cargo. 3 people, which didn't go down well with the dockers. But the outcome of this is the fact that those 3 people do 2 jobs. And I'll explain the 2 jobs. 2 people sit in a control room and watch the AI and the machine learning unload the ships and reload the ships. The 3rd person, their sole responsibility is to walk around and plug in the refrigerated units. That's their entire job. The whole thing is automated. And to give you an idea, they shipped 470 million tons of freight in 2019. Automated, AI, 3 humans, right? That's hugely impressive. Now, obviously, there are engineers for when things break down, but this is the level of automation that they can get to and we can get to in life. Likewise, in Milton Keynes, since 2017, we've had robots delivering food and services. So again, this isn't new technology. I worked with a couple of businesses in the US that use augmented reality now, so Boeing being one of them. So Boeing use augmented reality in their construction factories to basically do things like wiring rooms. So you wear a pair of glasses, it's telling you what cables you need to be interested in and why. You don't even need to pick up a manual. Try it before you buy. This is cropping up all over the place in retail, and again, worked with a couple of vendors on this, where you say, actually, you know what, will that fit in my living room? So straight away, using augmented reality in your phone camera, you can see what that would look like inside your house. Take that one step further. This is me playing with ArcFlux inside virtual reality. So any of these screens on the desk, I can just put a virtual reality headset on my back, you can use on the left-hand side, and ArcFlux is there, I'm sat in front of my machine with a keyboard and mouse. That's straightforward and simple. Now,
Johnny, could you just go back 10 seconds for us, but you just cut out a little bit there.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just saying that this is me working in virtual reality on our own ArcFlux platform, right? No screens, headset on, and I'm working as though I'm sat in front of my computer, my keyboard, and my mouse. I can even do things like change my environment, so a single click, and all of a sudden I'm sat in bed. But this is technology that exists today. Now, last year, I tweeted out to one of my friends who's a CTO at VMware, and I said to him, hey, you know what, we're the generation that our kids are going to think we're mad, because I was doing some 50 international flights a year, right? So I was permanently sat either at home or Heathrow or some airport somewhere. I said, when AR and VR really takes off, we're going to be in this world where we're going to literally all be connected, but be able to sit from home with headsets on. And he said, you know what, you're spot on, but I'm almost embarrassed to tweet out this picture. So luckily he tweeted it out. Anyway, I grabbed a copy of it. It was him at a Facebook convention about AR and VR, sat in the crowd near Mr. Zuckerberg, and everybody had put a VR headset on to be in the room, even though they were already in the room, which is kind of crazy and mind-boggling, right? But, you know, there's a level of irony to this. So I think it's just kind of a key takeaway to this is, and I've put together sort of a list of the top things to think about, which is when you start to get to the point that you're looking to redesign your business for the next 5 to 10 years out, here's a bunch of bullet points that are worth considering, because all of a sudden you can be truly agile. You know, cloud-based voice over IP means that actually my telephone can ring wherever I am in the world, right? Same number. I've got that level of agility. I'm not tied to a desk. I'm not, you know, certainly in a call center type capacity. So again, there's an awful lot of agility there, and actually IT and digital transformation is enabling a lot of that IT. If anybody wants more information around this, or wants a conversation about it, or just wants to kind of choose some of the art of the possible, there's some contact details here for me myself, and also for our platform. And, you know, more than willing to set up a call just to walk through some of the art of the possible and what we're doing.